Caitlin here at Rawlicious. I have been raw vegan for now nearly 3 years, coming into my third year. I started in the 2020. I'd come from high raw, but I was having more raw days during 2020. I know for many, if they're feeling like they were stuck at home, there was a lot of anxiety, people was eating. So I get a lot of people coming to me asking to get back onto the health kick. But for me, I actually took that as an opportunity in 2020 to really delve deeper in my spiritual practice and also my eating habits and what I'm addicted to. However, I still find that I have triggers. I'm human, things happen. I find that I still have attachments to certain things. I wouldn't say so much chocolate because I have carob and cacao in my diet with lots of fruits that actually tame my cravings. And I realize when I haven't eaten enough fruit is when I start to get the sugary attacks. So what I'm finding now, it's more of the savory. So there is things we can do. I'll give you tips at the end that we can overcome these addictions and even just succumbing to the cooked food if you are wanting to go on a fully or high raw vegan diet. I will disclaim here that we're not all perfect, and we will have some foods that are cooked by mistake or it's just out of our control. But there are things like what I'm going to share with you today that I do seem to keep falling back into here and there. But when I do it, I actually regret it, or I reframe it and look at it as a lesson, or how is this making me feel? I tap into how has that particular food made me feel. Usually I feel dehydrated. I'm super thirsty. I never tend to feel thirsty when I'm eating predominantly fruits and raw foods because they're hydrating. They have a lot of water, whereas cooked foods take the water out, and that's why we become dehydrated. And it's the reason for a lot of premature aging. I like to feel my best, so when these happen, when I eat these foods, I actually think, okay, this reinforces why I stick to a raw vegan diet, because I want to feel my best. I tend to feel really sluggish, less clarity. I feel not on purpose. I lose my connection to myself. I seem to numb my feelings. I become more unbalanced. And it's a big deal for me because when I've seen what I can do, what I'm capable of, really starts to make me think this is just not serving me. So why am I even doing it? But we have traumas, we have wounds, we have these triggers that keep us in these patterns, and it's breaking the cycle, which is not always easy. However, if we keep repeating out that it's not easy, I'm very mindful of the language we use, that where we stay in these patterns because of the language we use. We keep saying, oh, it's not easy, I can never change, and words are super powerful. They're like spells. So be conscious of that, and that's why I encourage mindfulness, meditation. I'm going to be offering some free meditations for you to download, to take away, because I believe that's what's helped me on my journey of going raw vegan. So the free cooked foods I eat from time to time sparingly are starches, and usually it's vegetables, pumpkin, and I do have my steamer. I keep that just because I have friends coming over, or I feed them to the dogs. Do not have the oven on. I do not use the microwave. You can see where I live long term. I mean, I'm in different places many times. That's why you'll see different kitchens in my videos, because I'm in different places. But where I'm long term living, the oven is turned off. I cover it, and that's where all my fruit goes. So, and also you may see some microwaves, which please stay away from microwave. I have not used microwaves in, I don't even know how long. They are terrible. I would highly recommend never ever use a microwave. If anything, you're going to use anything, it would be a steamer. The second one is peanut butter. And now I know sometimes I go for the organic generally, and sometimes they are peanuts. That peanuts aren't always raw. They're usually cooked peanuts. So I do have these from time to time. I love peanut butter in my smoothies, but really just putting other nuts in there, seeds, it can overcome that. So I feel I could easily move away from that, but there are times when I do enjoy peanut butter. The worst thing you can do, and I do it, is any form of fried foods. These are oxidizing, causing free radicals in the body. They really aren't good for us at all. But I do have fried shallots sometimes on usually my Burmese salad when I eat out, but I'm going to ask them from now on to not put those on. It's not necessary. I don't need them on. And I do sometimes sprinkle them on my salads. And instead what you can use is just seeds. Just sprinkle seeds if you want that crunchy flavour. This is definitely a guilty pleasure that I've been having. So if you notice, it's a lot more savoury stuff. Really stay away from the fried. If out of everything fried, anything you cook that is fried needs to be taken out of the diet. They are very inflammatory to the body and causes a lot of stress, a lot of toxicity. It would be the number one thing to get rid of out of your diet. So what I found with the savoury cravings is that I just incorporate more greens into my diet, salads, juices. So having a glass of celery juice a day really gives you that salt taste. And sometimes you might feel that you're having a lot of fruit and you want a savoury meal, then this is a good option. So with the fruit, if you're craving something sweet, increase your fruit intake and just make sure that you've eaten enough. So that's me being totally transparent. I'm not perfect. I don't aim to be. I see this as a journey. The thinking all or nothing that I used to think before really does not serve us. And if you're a perfectionist like myself, I'm quite hard on myself. I feel this time you just need to let go. And, if you can take lessons from these in being in touch, and it's more intentional when you are doing it, I think that's so far ahead than when you was doing it mindlessly. Like when I used to have these binge episodes, I would just go into like a food frenzy. I'd create so much suffering and not feel so good. And I didn't know how to stop, but as soon as I started to become more present, living in the moment, mindfulness, practicing mindfulness, really listening to my body, choosing foods that love me back, choosing to love myself, because these for me was all forms of self-loathing, low self-esteem. So and triggers when it happen, it would be something familiar. But I know for these, when I'm intentional with them, I don't beat myself up. I know this is a journey, there's no destination. I plan to just eat less of them and encourage more raw foods. If you can fill your plate, if you do make that intentional decision of having cooked vegetables, anything that is cooked, then fill up your plate more with all the whole undenatured foods so that you eat that first. And this is what I'd recommend those transitioning, is start to do that from the beginning. Have more whole foods on your plate and less over time of the cooked foods. But these are very sparingly, once every couple of months. So, but if you do eat cooked food, then just do not beat yourself up. Honor the journey, honor the process, and enjoy it. Listen to your body, see how it's making you feel. Let's aim for balance, and that is where we will succeed. I know balance for most people is subjective, but we all know that 80-90% of whole undenatured raw foods is where we're truly going to feel our best. And those little percentage, hey, have a play around, see how it makes you feel. And over time, naturally, you'll start to let go of those. You'll see the addictions, the attachment to these foods. If there's something you cannot let go of, that means we have a really strict addiction to these particular foods. And it's just about redirecting where our thoughts are going, our energy, and how they're making us feel. So if you want this process to be effortless, enjoyable, do check out my free ebook. That's in the description box below. I have lots of great tools and nuggets in there that'll help you succeed on your journey to true health and vitality, and be, feel, and stay Rawlicious.